Oh boy. Well, another creepy video from John Boy McCracken. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. So on one of my recent uploads, they hack in and they reverse the audio. I didn't know you could do that. Then I found that little control, and but they reverse the audio on that video, so it makes it especially creepy. I watched some of it, and I don't know, but I re-uploaded it with the audio, going the standard direction, and oh boy, hmm. Yeah, I've been working through a lot of this programming. I was running into some seriously strong post hypnotic commands, and making some breakthroughs. You know, working my way through it. It was really, really, really rough. These satanic deceptions. That they try to pull on you, because really they're just trying to take everything from you, and they'll say that. They'll tell you that, and oh, they had me believing that I had killed. I had just by making this video in like 2011 or 2012 or something. I had somehow where I was playing some kind of sociopathic control freak psycho, or I don't know. I mean, just for the I don't know what the context was, but I was just doing that. Yeah, it was framed in a certain way, and it was for a purpose. It wasn't just gratuitous. But they'd simply program program the idea that that it would be upsetting to this Dania, and that I caused her to kill herself. Then, you know, and then there was a whole lot of gaslighting to the effect, like the next day or two. I mean, again, I think that's all pre-programmed post-hypnotic suggestion, and that puts me in a oh gosh. Okay, that no, I mean, a lot of that is just they just generate those rumors. The rumor mill is also controlled by these low lives, and this stuff is orchestrated, and it's just not hard to do with social media today, with Facebook, you know, and there's this group think, this collective judgment about stuff, and the effect that something's supposed to have, and they spread some rumor that I caused some girl to commit suicide. Um, this sudden shift of personality, was too much for her, and she was having a hard time, and that drove her over the edge. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Is the idea, basically? So for a while, last night I mean, for hours and hours, I was trying to come to grips with the idea that I had, I had killed her, and sort of almost intentionally, and I was considering doing away with myself. And that's a successful completion of their little project, you know, because it allows them to take you know. So anyway, I mean, they what I've realized is they've had me believing, and they implanted all this stuff about how somehow partnering up with her would also be a deal with the devil. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation, or it's all equal. It doesn't matter. But that's not true at all. In all likelihood, we wouldn't be involved in anything evil. We wouldn't, and her life wouldn't end in some terrible way up in a tall tower. Um, none of that would happen at all. So again, it's just programming to ensure that I make all the wrong choices and that I serve their evil agenda, and that's all it is. So I mean, these Satanists, they're consumed with vengeance, you know. And yes, wrongs were done to them, and wrongs were done to their parents and grandparents, and so on, and they just never forgive and they never forget, and they become more wicked and wicked, and they refine their wickedness and over the generations, and it's kind of a common story, you know. Well, it's not that common, but I don't pretend that what happened to me is common at all, but it did happen because I don't think you can make this stuff up. You know? But yeah, I'm realizing that a lot of it. I mean, this is the thing. Um, they tried to. Well, what they did essentially is they tried to create a situation of like a simulated patricide and matricide. They but they can't really, instead of, they can't really manage to actually kill your father and mother and make you an orphan and then raise you themselves. So instead they just do that, in the spirit, uh, and they try to raise you over the course of a few hours, raise you up from, with the aid of, psychedelic drugs and these highly intense training films and mind control protocols. So yeah, that's what they do. Um, Psychedelic drugs, it enables this accelerated learning. To a degree that most people can't imagine. Um, so it's just a heck of a lot of reinforcement, and yes, people. There are a lot of people who can see the future when they're on psychedelic drugs. And it's these people that they like to program the most, because they do serve. They make better servants. Mind controlled servants. So, I'm coming into these realizations, and yeah, I'm having a lot of deja vu. I've already seen this before from the prevision, when it was actually happening, and you know, um, so anyway, I guess we go through all these universal cycles as far as I know. And we're constantly choosing to make different choices, and it moves moves us in a different direction, and we get a chance to make some more choices, in the next life. I don't know. This is kind of what I believe. I don't know. Now, hopefully, maybe you just I don't know. Eventually, maybe you could create heaven on earth. Hopefully that's yeah, that's possible, certainly. So basically, I mean, yeah, they wanted to make me an orphan, make me a slave, and they wanted to take everything from me, everything I could ever possibly have, and that is wrong. And they sought to utilize the virtue of my father and mother, for the service of a satanic agenda, and that is also wrong. And so these people basically they raised me. They had certainly a equal hand in raising me, along with my parents. You know, and I certainly couldn't tell my parents about a lot of this. So it's been hard. So I'm coming to realize that anyway. Yeah, I'm coming to realize. I mean, yeah, this is the real world, and I certainly, I know I seem very crazy, and my behavior is very concerning, and I haven't been on any drugs in a long time. I drink coffee. That's about it. Um, yeah, I'm trying to act in a sane manner, but yeah, I'm running into this stuff, and I'm dealing with it, and I'm only gonna I'm only going to what I would like, is a connection with you, Dania. I would just like to I would like to talk to you, and I got all these people trying to communicate different things to me, and I don't know if they're probably genuine people. Then again, maybe not. And there's certain there's all kinds of interest out there, and I now believe. I mean, it's very clear now to me that you are just a thoroughly good, wholesome person, and no, you're certainly not dead, and you wouldn't you're more sensible and stable, than to kill yourself because you watch some silly video of mine. That wouldn't really disturb you all that much. I don't think. Um, Really, they honestly they program me to misperceive, certain of your reactions, and have a kind of a skewed sense of who you are. And I mean, there were times I was very clearly perceiving, who you are, and that there were other times I wasn't, you know. So it would be interesting to, to talk to you, and see if I can't get a clearer picture, you know. Yeah, I've just been trying to sort things out as they're happening, and it's a process, and you're just gonna have to bear with me. I assure you, everybody out there, I'm not really a dangerous person. I'm not really a dangerous person. Yeah, today I was thinking a little bit about martial arts, and I don't know, this sort of yin style, martial art that I have practiced, for this role. I mean, in the Marine Corps, as I recall, I fought three other candidates, for this role, and I was the winner, so I was the one, selected for it. And yeah, this movie that they'd like to make. It's about some man who's been wronged in some way, and he's filled with vengeance, and he realizes the only way he can infiltrate in there and kill these I don't know, corrupt people, is if he transitions, to the opposite gender. And I don't know. It's pretty crazy stuff. All these weaponized surgical body modifications and all kinds of crazy stuff. All these slick, compact weapons that are so frightening. And anyway, it's just stuff never seen before. And yeah, I saw the movie already. I made the movie. I've evidently made the movie in some the last go around or two. That's funny. Uh, I don't want to do that. Eventually, yeah, they turn on all my ideas, and they say it was all evil, and anyway, it all goes up in flame. Uh, like, we don't want to ever see anybody like him again. He's gone. The wickedest witch in the whole wide world. Infinity Violet. Uh, oh boy. But I saw. Yeah, I mean, if I want to do something in the realm of martial arts, I could do that. You know, I don't really have to do. I don't know. I don't necessarily have to do anything. Due to everything that's happened, I mean, you know, well, I should be getting Social Security. in addition to my post-traumatic stress disorder compensation. And so that's, that should be helpful anyway. And hopefully I can just, focus on being a good husband and father and I don't know, raise a garden and I don't know, chickens maybe, and who knows what else, have some little business or something. I don't know, you know, maybe, this is a lot of things I could do, a lot of things. Yeah, yeah, it's been stressful, been stressful. I didn't sleep, last night, and it's like, I don't know, it's like this broken ampule in my right side, and it's like they had, I don't know. It's like it's leaking out this poison, and I don't know. It's, yeah, it's hard to get an MRI. You got to pretend you have cancer. I don't think I have cancer. I'd have to. I could look over the symptoms list, and I could pretend I'm throwing up and all this stuff. Maybe I could get an MRI. See if there are implants. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I went for a run. I went for a run. I tried to anyway. You know the deal on that, and I was trying to meet up with you. I hate all. Oh God, it's so bad. I was trying. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I guess what I'm doing is really inappropriate, and it's scary, and yeah. Yeah, I got to show myself to be a much improved person. Maybe then. Yeah, I kind of expected. Again, they programmed this into me to think that my family would give me a place to stay, and instead this is this is what's going on. So yeah, a lot of the shielding doesn't help because it isn't really the cell phone towers. It's not that can't play a role, and it's not that somebody can't have a microwave emitter or whatever. And I've you know I've taken readings and put that on video, and that is evidence. And sure. And I've had high readings. Seemingly I don't know where that's coming. Maybe the cell phone towers. And some people know a lot more about that science, and the science behind that. I'm still doing a little research on that, but yeah, I mean, some of this it's pre-programmed. It's just pre-programmed from 30 years ago, amazingly. And some of it was during my time in the Marine Corps, and so there are some Satanists in the Marine Corps, and they do this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, they had me believing. I mean, they had me believing I'm on this like this strange futuristic reality TV show called "This Is the Real World." And then they have me believing that simultaneously I'm on this other futuristic reality TV show that uses the remote neural monitoring, uh, first person perspective, walking, talking surveillance camera type stuff, called simply CIA, and it's the font is kind of weird, and they had me write that out on the window, when they dosed me with the scopolamine or used a particular frequency from a microwave emitter on me, late, like at 3 in the morning one night in LA, in Hollywood. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure that's not true at all. None of that is there's very little reality to that. But I remember my handler in the Marine Corps. He was talking about like, hey, would you like to be on a reality TV show when you get out? And yeah, it's a sure way. You're going to make a ton of money, and you just sign up for it right now. And so yeah, never fear. You're just living your life, and but then they'll say, hey, you eventually, somebody will clue you in that, hey, you've made all this money, and you can retire. This is something they do with people who they want to get rid of, who have been involved in some sensitive operations, and they want to marginalize them, they want to craze them, and I don't know, it just leads to them despairing and killing themselves, winding up in mental hospitals or in prison or just plain dead. Yeah, that's what happens. And I've talked to some spooks who this one guy, he thought he was going to get some pension at the age of what do you say, 38 or 39. You know, I'm sure that. And then later he confided to me is like, oh, I don't think it may not happen. Like, oh, I don't know. I was trying to be nice, and anyway, I don't want to burst his bubble too much. Did not want to burst his bubble. Period. Okay, well, maybe that's some useful intel, for people who are suffering under the same kind of thing.